What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814ADC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on what I believe is to be one of the best knives so far in 2023, the Quiet Carry 9. This thing is just gorgeous and fantastic, and every word you can think of that is a synonym of those words, it fits this knife. This thing is just awesome. This has been on loan from the Lefty passaround group, and I am not going to want to send this out. It's time for me to do my full review and for me to ship it out to the next person so they can get to experience it. But this is going to hurt, guys. This is definitely one of the, it's rare that I have passaround knives come through in either the Lefty passaround group or the Apex passaround group, or just loaners from other different, YouTubers, Kevin, other guys like that. It's rare that I get a knife in to where I really want to go chase it and buy one and get one. So this is definitely one of the few that I've had it come in, and I really want to add this to the collection. I'm gonna try to add it this year sometime. It's probably not going to come anytime soon, just because I've been buying a lot of knives recently, and a lot of knives to me. But this thing is just so good, and like I said, I think it's one of the best knife of the year contenders so far in 2023. It's that damn good, and the rest of the community also thinks so. I've seen a lot of different buzz around it, and Quiet Carry has a fantastic knife on their hands. So without further ado, we're going to get right into materials. This is a full titanium knife with an inlay on the show scale side. This specific one is rocking some White Storm fat carbon. On the website, you can also get they also do their they do like their abbreviation things on their knives, I think. So they can get this one, which is a stonewash, all stonewash handle and all stonewash blade. Okay, so that's why it's SWSWBWS. Yeah, so this comes with a stonewash blade, all stonewashed handle, frame lock, loop over style deep carry pot clip that is milled. I love their pot clips. This is very similar to the one that was on the large IQ that I just did a review of within the last couple of months. They just work really well, and they look fantastic. Big fan of that. Like I said, a frame lock, it's on bearings, nice thin grind. Comes in with a pretty thin stock as well, which is nice. Very nice thin belly, comes down to a very good edge. This is obviously Quiet Carry logo right there. And then this is rocking 20 CV. I would have loved to seen them use Van-X to make this, that's kind of what Quiet Carry is known for, is using Van-X on their knives, but I would get it. It would raise the price probably another $100. And 20 CV is no slouch. That's definitely a fantastic knife, blade steel to use in this knife. But as I was saying, they have this version. It is currently sold out on the website. They have a bead blasted handle with a stonewash blade that has like copper camo carbon or copper fat carbon inlaid here with a looks like a more known or more pronounced milling pattern up top there. They have a black micarta inlay right here with a stonewash and stonewash. So pretty much this knife, but with a black micarta inlay. And as always, I will leave a link directly to Quiet Carry's website down below to the 9 collection page if you guys are interested in checking it out. The micarta one is in stock, and then the other one that is in stock is it looks like a black camo carbon or black fat carbon, and it's fully blacked out. So you have a DLC coated blade, DLC coated hardware, and titanium frame, which looks really good. And then the one that I would get, the one that's my favorite, is it comes in a black PVD handle. So this is all blacked out with a stonewash blade, and then the inlay, instead of White Storm fat carbon, it's Nebula fat carbon. And it looks really good with the pivots silver. So you have the silver blade, silver pivot, and then the rest of the handle is blacked out, PVD coated, and then you have the Nebula fat carbon. That's my personal favorite. I saw Casey over at Knives Fast just got that one in, and I believe Kevin also has that one as well. But that one is sold out. So there are 5 total. 3 are sold out, 2 are in stock. I know I just went over a lot of information, so definitely go check out the link in the description below, and you guys can see for yourself, all the different things that I just said, because I know I just gave a lot of different information. But yeah, overall blade length is, I believe, 3.3, 3.28 inches, body length 4.22 inches. It is a clip point style blade, very, very beautiful. Like I said, I love that big belly it comes with. Weighs 3.9 ounces, which honestly, it feels like it's lighter than that. I would definitely say this would be under 3.5 ounces. So that's very nice, because you do have, looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different little milling pockets on the lock bar side. And then you have one milling pocket like up here on the titanium on the show scale side. But this thing feels fantastic in hand weight wise. It's on cage ceramic bearings, which is nice because normally Quiet Carry is known for their washer knives. So we're kind of taking a stab at some bearing knives, which is really cool. Yeah, I think that's all for materials. Obviously it has thumb studs, so we're going to jump right into action. And the detent on this is perfect for me. I know Kevin, when he got his in, he strengthened the lock bar a little bit to make the detent a little bit snappier. But in my opinion, I think the detent, could it be a little bit snappier, a little bit stiffer? Sure. But I have never once failed this knife just because the way the thumb studs are placed and the way you get, pressure behind it, works very, very well. But you guys can, see and hear that pop right there. So it makes a thumb flick just fire out of there. Middle finger flick fires out of there. You can obviously sur roll it, but this thing is just such a great flicker. You just get great. The thumb studs are kind of placed away from the scales, which is kind of an intriguing thing. But you don't see that too often on knife designs. So it lets you almost get like your full finger back in here to build pressure, and then it just fires right out of there. And then same here with the middle finger flick. You can get pretty much the whole finger behind it to get the meat of your fingertip in there, and then it just fires out. Works very, very well. Comes right out of there. Then it drops very freely, as you guys can see. Drops and hits my nail, and then all it takes is a little bit of movement, and it's seated home. Very, very smooth. Now, obviously, this is a pass-around knife, so it's been to, I believe, Kevin had it, and I think like 3 or 4 people had it before me. So it's been, it's seen a lot of flicks, it's seen a lot of pocket time, it's seen a lot of different usage. So, which is, I've said before how pass-around knives, that's a nice part about them, because you're getting a broken-in knife most of the time, unless you're first on the list. But there is no blade play. This thing is locked up really tight, and you're still getting just buttery smooth action like this. I mean, it's really fantastic. Sorry, that was my fault. Index finger flick, middle finger flick, and thumb flick. So you guys can see it. It's just, the action is fantastic on this knife. It really is addicting to just sit here and fidget with. I've flicked this knife probably thousands of times with it being in my possession for, maybe 2 weeks. It's just that damn good. So action is 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up from Alex here at 814 ADC. But next up is ergos, and the ergos are so good on this knife too. So it's a pretty, simple design. You have pretty much a straight line. I mean, it's pretty damn straight right in through here. You have what's the word I'm looking for? An indentation here, I guess, for your finger. Then it tapers off and gets a little bit chunkier towards the back, but it's pretty straight in through here. You can choke up using this choil, so I'll talk about that first. With the choke up, I take my middle finger. It fits right in here into this little knoll, and then the rest of my palm, or the rest of my hand follows suit. I get lots of room on the back here, and then I use this little, it's more of like a landing choil than an actual finger choil, but it's very comfortable if you're doing, anything precise, working around labels, even you're cutting through cardboard, you get a great, purchase on here for push cuts. So I highly recommend using the choil method. And then if you're not using it, it's still a very comfortable grip. It's still very ergonomically friendly. The jipping is definitely minuscule. It's not super aggressive. So, excuse me. Right here, I can land on it, but most of the time I kind of find my thumb to be landing right in front of it. And I can still get all 4 fingers on here without feeling cramped. It's very comfortable. The way the titanium is finished and has, if you guys can pick up on the light, it almost has a little bit of a micro mill going on, but it's so minuscule. It's hard to pick up, you know, by the touch of your hands, if that makes any sense. But it's so comfortable. I feel so locked in with this grip. This, you know, I feel pretty locked in too for, you know, more precise cuts. But if I'm going to town doing something and chopping through something, or, you know, piercing, slicing, whatever you need to do, just due to how big this groove is right here and the way my hand just gets locked in, I feel so secure holding this knife this way. You know, obviously hammer grip works well. I love the pinch grip. So like I said, in most of my reviews, I take my thumb and my middle finger and I pinch both the pivots, and then I take my pointer finger up here to control the blade if I'm going to be slicing through things or around things. So that's very pleasant as well. The fat carbon always has a nice finish to it, and like I said, the titanium has a really nice finish to it as well. The pot clip is, you know, pretty flush to the blade, or pretty flush to the body of the knife, excuse me. When I'm choked back, I can feel it a little bit in, you know, right out in this, probably from my pinky and out section of my hand, but overall it's not terrible. And then when I'm choked up, I really can't feel it at all because most of it's sticking out of my hand. But I would definitely prefer, you know, this over some other ones that cause hot spots. And this thing is just so good from a pot clip perspective, which I'll talk about in the next section of carry. You know, I'll take being able to feel it a little bit like this for how good it, you know, performs as an actual pot clip. But ergos are, you know, fantastic, and they really are just really comfortable to use. And I have no complaints at all from the ergo department. So next up is carry, like I just stated. And this thing carries really, really well in your pocket. It is 3.9 ounces, like I stated earlier. So it's about 4 ounces, but you really can't feel it when it's in your hand. It definitely feels like more of a lightweight knife than that. And I carry this knife in my front right pocket on my jeans. I took this on my the trip my fiance and I went on to Burlington, Vermont. So I carried it there, and I've carried it quite a bit, just because I've always, you know, I really reach for it. You know, I definitely have reached for this more so than a lot of other current or recent loaners that I've had in, just because it's that damn good. But it carries so on the pocket, you just drop it in. You have nothing over here, such as a flipper tab or anything like that for jimping, to risk, you know, catching your hand on it when you're going down here for change, coins, you know, medicine, chapstick, anything like that. It's just nice and smooth, so you have no issues there whatsoever. And the pot clip goes to the butt end of the knife, so you're going to be carrying a nice, true deep carry, you know, true deep carry, I guess you can say. I just love when a knife disappears in the pocket, and this clip is just, I don't know. There's just something about the way Quiet Carry is doing their clips. This is very similar to the large IQ that I just had in, like I said. It just works really well. It's a single screw right there, but, you know, it doesn't really have too much side-to-side play. It just pops over your pants so well. You know, has not a whole lot of, I mean, it's stiff enough to hold your pant or hold your knife in place, but it's not going to like shred your pocket or anything like that. So just an overall great carry. And, you know, like I said, guys, I love this knife so much. Every, you know, category I've won over has been, you know, very positive. I haven't really had a single bad thing to say about this knife. And I'm not going to, you know, moving into the final category of price point and would I recommend this knife. So price point on all 5 different models that I just named. Well, I guess I just didn't name them. I named them earlier in the video. They're all $330. And I think that's pretty fair for what you're getting here. You know, like I stated earlier in the video, I would have liked to see maybe Van X on these knives, just because that's Quiet Carry Sing. They're one of the only, you know, knife companies that are using Van X, you know, on production knives. So it would have been cool. But, you know, no qualms at all with 20CV. That's pretty damn fantastic, you know, for an EDC knife perspective. But I think $330 is a very fair price. You know, you have to remember you're getting a full titanium body with an inlay of either, you know, fat carbon, 4 different fat carbons. You're getting, you know, either White Storm, Nebula, a like dark camo fat carbon, and then it's like a aluminum or orange copper fat carbon. And then the The 5th variant is black micarta. So you're getting, different variations, different, you can get some PVD coated, some non-PVD coated. 20 CV, just a fantastic action, great build quality, fantastic ergos, just a really, really good EDC knife. I can attest to Quiet Carry's build quality. I've had this in, I've had the large IQ in, I have my, if I can get it over here without knocking my other knives over, I have knives all over my desk, but I have the Waypoint in the collection. I have the Quiet Carry Chase in the collection, and I've also handled the Waypoint. So I'm a huge fan of Quiet Carry, and I really do want one of these knives. So hopefully in the future, maybe when the version that I want with a Nebula fat carbon and the PVD coated body comes in stock, I'll just bite the bullet and buy it, or maybe I'll sizzle it or something like that, because I know that I'm going to miss this knife when I no longer have it in my possession. It's really good. I'm really happy for Quiet Carry. I'm glad they came out with it. Huge shout out to Kevin for putting this in a pass round and letting us check it out, because without that I would not have a chance to experience this knife. And yeah, so thank you, Kevin, for making me want to spend over $300 on a knife that's just what I need to spend more money on knives. Who am I kidding? This is a knife channel. I'm never going to stop spending money on knives. So yeah, it'll be linked down below in the description. I can absolutely recommend this knife if you guys cannot already tell. I love it. Fantastic action. Just really smooth, great ergos, great materials, nice thin build. Just all around a fantastic EDC offering from Quiet Carry. So I have to give them a huge shout out for putting this in a package that a lot of us are enjoying so far. In case you ever knives fast, like I said earlier, I think he just got in the Nebula fat carbon one, and he is kind of like me. He doesn't really spend $200, $300, $400 on knives that often. He usually has to move some stuff around to get it, but he said he just had to have that knife, and that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like I'm going to have some FOMO after I get this out of here and I get it on to the next person. I'm going to go like, damn, I really miss that knife. And I'm definitely planning on having one of these by the end of the year. I'm just going to have to monitor when they come in stock, and, maybe I'll find a good deal on the secondary. I did see the all blacked out PVD coated one for, I think one guy had it on there for $300, which is a good deal. That's $30 less than retail. So maybe I'll get lucky and stumble across the Nebula one that I'm wanting. But let me know down below. Do you guys like the 9? Have you handled it? Do you think it's ugly? If you do, you're wrong. But yeah, just let me know what you guys have to say about this knife. I would love to hear, your thoughts and opinions. And for like the 3rd or 4th time, it is linked in the description down below, as is links to Blue Creek Knives and Barnescraft Designs. If you use code 814EDC at both of those places, you can get 10% off and 15% off of your purchase. Helps me, helps you, helps Brian, and helps Holden. It is a win-win-win. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. This was my full review on the Quiet Carry 9. I think I'm going to caption the video, the Quiet Carry 9 is a 10. Cheesy, I know, but it really is just a fantastic knife, and I've loved having it in. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, night, morning. Whenever you're watching this, have a good one. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.